Hello, everybody, and welcome to Upper St. Clair Panther Stadium. It's November, it is a brisk night, and that must mean something special. It is playoff football. We are in the first round of the WPIAL 5A playoffs, and the Panthers tonight will be taking on an unusual opponent. The Fox Chapel Foxes, not usually a playoff type team. You got to give Coach Loughran a ton of credit. He's a guy who has had a lot of experience from South Park, but he has turned around this program, and they are going to be a very formidable opponent. With me tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing somebody who needs no introduction around these parts, but can help me get the football parts right. Coach Jim Render, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Thanks for having me once again. I wasn't prepared for this. I got a call late, but I guess you did too. Right?
I did. We weren't sure. There were some media rights situations. We weren't sure whether we would have this opportunity. We are lucky to have it. So the Panther captains, I should point out right now, only because one is unfortunately in street clothes tonight. Mark Banbury had a very significant knee injury. I want to wish Mark the very best in his recovery. One of the best, most hardworking, toughest kids you'll find. He will be missed in the lineup, but you know he will be a very inspirational figure down there as one of the more fiery guys you'll see. So I want to wish Mark the very best in his recovery process. So let's talk details here. Coach Loughran's a guy you probably know from the years coaching at South Park, but Fox Chapel's not a program we've seen a lot in the playoffs. It's got to be pretty impressive, although that is a school with some athletic ability. You know, they're good in other sports. What do you think is the biggest challenge in changing a culture like that as a coach?
Well, they don't have a lot of football history, as you mentioned. But Tom Loughran, I've known him for a long time. I lived in South Park for a few years before we finally moved over here to Upper St. Clair, and got to know Tom, and he's a very intelligent guy, Carnegie Mellon graduate, and he and I coached in the East-West All-Star game a few years ago, and so I was down on the field a little bit ago. I wish both coaches well and got to say hello to Tommy. But he's a good coach, and if he moved out to Oakmont, so if he stays with it, Fox Chapel will be a force in the future.
Doesn't surprise me because they're very good, like I said, in other sports like soccer and basketball. So this is Cooper Smith kicking us off to start the game. Fox Chapel in the road whites going left to right of your screen. Panthers in their home black. To the right, going to your left, and this is the ever-dangerous Mateo Sapulio. He's across the 20. He's got a crease. He gets it out to about the 30-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Panthers. Sapulio's been outstanding on special teams so far this year.
I'm surprised people still kick to him.
I am too, although he found a very interesting way to score last week on a blocked field goal against Bethel to sort of save the day and win late. So, as we've talked about for the last couple weeks, the Panthers have been very multiple in terms of their sets. They've been running almost exclusively Wildcat. You've seen a lot of Ethan Heister in the big packages. You've seen a lot of Mateo Sapulio throwing the football, and it'll be interesting to see. It looks like so far we have Heister as kind of the one back in the pure Wildcat situation. Heister's going to fake to Sapulio in motion. He's off tackle here. Goes good hard run for about 4. Those are the type of gains you like to see on first down, Coach.
You know, that's quite a scheme when you have somebody like Sapulio coming in motion, and they fake the ball to him, and Heister. Either way, you got a terrific athlete handling the ball.
Yeah, you got a lot of good athletes out here. Lagoni started at fullback number 43. Bartusiak now in as the wingback number 5. You have Sapulio in the slot number 2. Besselman number 4 at the bottom of your screen, and Darubis number 15 to the wide side at the top of your screen at the flanker spot. Heister again. Fakes it, going behind Lagoni, the fullback, now cuts it back in. He's going to get about 4 more, and we always talk about winning first down. It looks like the Panthers have won both first and second down, leaving themselves in a manageable 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation.
Brings up 3rd and
I was talking to Coach Fagora before the game. He said Fox Chapel has a very physical defense, very worthy.
So here comes Heister. He's going to go straight ahead. Oh, and a good second effort. This is going to be awful close. I think he might have gotten it with his second effort there. He's got great leg drive, does he?
Yes, he does.
And it looks like he does have it. One thing I want to point out as I go through the Panther starting line, you have a new name, unfortunately. So you have, obviously, Koval at the right tackle. You have Rosenberry. You have Tyler Kirk again at center. You have big Marcus Fennell at the left guard. But I believe the starting right guard, I can't tell who that is, but I will call it. That's who's replacing Mark Banbury, and that is a big player to watch tonight because that's a place they love to run the football. So I'll get you that number shortly here. But we have a new set of downs here. 1st and 10. Sapulio now. He's going to look down the field. He's looking for Besselman. He's still looking for him. Now he's throwing downfield to Jamie. Oh, and Jamie came back for the ball, almost got there. Pretty good coverage by Fox Chapel, but Panthers tried to take a shot downfield and did not hook up.
51.
No, that's the center. That's Tyler Kirk. It looks like 60, perhaps? The right guard, is that 60?
Yes.
Okay, 60 is Malachi Smith. He's a sophomore. So, that is talk about baptism under fire to have your first start be a WPIAL playoff game. So the Panthers went away from their initial first series and went deep down the field. Now the Mateo still has it. This is Heister, though. Going to go up the middle, gets another about 4-yard gain, pretty good. So Nicholas Corby, number 73, who I was told by one of the Fox Chapel coaches is a stout guy on the defensive line. He's the guy who's made his second tackle here of the night.
Down by number 73.
So, Coach, we have our first sort of more traditional third down situation, 3rd and 6. Do you look for the Panthers to do something a little bit exotic here, or do you keep kind of doing what you're doing?
Well, I don't know about exotic. Like you said, they've got a lot of athletes. So the defense is never sure who's going to get the ball first.
And I feel like a lot of it has been put the ball in Mateo's hands, let him make plays, and let's see. So this is going to be Heister again. Heister's going right up the middle. He gets a good gain. That call to me strikes as if Coach Junk is thinking this might be 4 downs. Because now we're in about 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1.5. Or 4th, excuse me.
Brings up 4th and 2 for the Panthers.
So the Panthers are going a little bit bigger. So 25 is Marco Carone. He switched numbers. It'll be interesting to see if he's still starting at defensive end. But they look like they're bringing in a big package. This is Lagoni at fullback, and it looks like they are lined up to go for it. Although keep in mind, Ethan Heister is the punter.
I think they're going to go for it.
Okay, snap to Heister, and they are. Uh-oh, he gets penetration. Oh, what a run by Heister. He's going. Oh, he cuts to the inside. Great block from Besselman. That is just outstanding effort from Heister. It looked like he was stopped. Looked like he had no hole. He busted a tackle in the backfield, broke through, gets a good 15, 20-yard gain. And that's really what I love to see from Coach Junk. He's an aggressive guy by nature, but he's saying, I have confidence in our football team. And I love to see that early on. That's going to really give his team a jolt, I think. So we got another set of downs here. Second first down on the drive for the Panthers. They are in Fox Chapel territory at the Fox Chapel 35. And this is Heister again. Fakes to Besselman. Looking not much there. Pretty good penetration in the backfield again from Fox Chapel. And only maybe a gain of 1. Well, Coach, what do you think about that? Going for it on your side of the field this early in the football game.
Well, they're going to make what they're doing, they're going to make 3-4 yards every down. So they turn it into a 4-down game. It's pretty good strategy because it's working.
I love it. I love aggression, and I love showing confidence in your guys, and Junk's consistently done that, and I'm glad to see him being rewarded for it. So we got about 2nd and 9 here. Bartusiak in motion. This is going to be Heister again. Gets through, but it appears like Fox Chapel starting to suck those linebackers up a little bit, starting to get into the backfield a little bit. I don't know when the decoy starts coming, but they're starting to commit numbers.
Well, they'll pass the ball here pretty soon and loosen everybody up and remind Fox Chapel that we can pass.
Yeah, and we have some real threats in the passing game, and you're going to see that at some point here. Besselman and Darubis are the receivers in the game. Sapulio, who's obviously a great receiving threat, is going to be probably the passing quarterback for the bulk of tonight if the last couple weeks are any indication. They're going to let the time roll a little bit here, talk it over. You still have Heister in the backfield here. Carone's still at the tight end spot. And here's the fake. Mateo's looking downfield. Bess has double coverage. And I think almost just pulled away at the last second. Looked like a lot of contact down there, but double coverage, you're probably not going to get an interference call.
I hate to say this, but I told you they were going to throw the ball.
You definitely did. They had great coverage considering
Yes, they did.
we've been mostly run.
Kylie Patterson.
So now you're in about about a 4th and 7 type situation, but you're way on the field here, and looks like Junk's going to go for it again. He's got another receiver in the game now, so you'll probably see Bartusiak go to the slot, Jamie Smith go to the other slot, and this will be a more traditional kind of spread type passing formation. And you got to always watch Mateo running the football. So Mateo's going to roll to his right. He has some time. He's looking. He's running out of time, and he gets a couple of yards. It's going to be short for the first down. So they didn't get it. It's not a total loss, though. It's not like a 3 and out. They had a pretty good drive. They've shifted field position. They've run some time. So not a total loss. You want to get points, obviously, but not bad.
Well, they're well across the 50-yard line. Fox Chapel's going to take over on about the 30. Like you say, they learned some things too in that drive.
So, okay, one thing that is obvious to point out right away is Colin Dietz, who's been the quarterback for the Foxes all season, is hurt. He is not playing. He has, I believe, a broken collarbone, their coaching staff said. So this is Kylie Patterson, number 4. He is a senior. He's kind of a running back, but he's been the Wildcat-type quarterback. And they're going downfield first. So good coverage from Huffnagel, once again, number 10, the junior corner for the Panthers. But I was told he did not complete a pass last week. So that was probably a surprise call, trying to catch the Panthers over-aggressive.
They're trying to back the St. Clair defense up also. You got to throw it, keep them honest.
And they did, and that was good coverage from Huff. Huff has had a great season. He's had some fabulous stuff, particularly the last couple weeks, and that was really good coverage. So looks like we have Ehaz, Carone, and Koval on the defensive line as the front 3. It looks like Ehaz is going to get the start for Banbury. He plays a lot anyway, so they fake it outside. Oh, now they're going to pitch like a typical option. Oh, and they got some gain here. They get to the outside, and that is a nice gain. That's going to be about a 14-yard gain there. He pitched at the last second to William Farah, the receiver, and he got all the way upfield for a first down. Panthers kind of had him in the backfield, but maybe didn't quite contain, get him to the ground, and that's a big gain for the Foxes.
That was a late pitch. I don't know that they can do that against Upper St. Clair time and again.
Seems a little dangerous, but
dangerous.
Give Patterson credit. That was a really poised play. So at the linebackers for the Panthers, we have, looks like Ivory Travers, number 11, and Ethan Heaster, number 24 in the middle. Aiden Kahn, number 33, the junior. And it looks like Timmy Spear is or Tyson Schweiger, number 19, is kind of up in safety/linebacker hybrid. So it's faked. And Patterson does have it. He's got a good gain. He's got about 7. So this will be interesting. This is almost like facing your team in practice. They're doing a lot of the same stuff the Panthers do in terms of the Wildcat and a lot of the fakes. Only we sort of know who has the ball for them. It's going to be number 4.
That young man's quick.
Yeah, Kylie Patterson. Yeah, so the guys we were told to watch for that are going to do the bulk of the ball carrying are 4 Patterson and number 3 Zidane Thomas, both seniors. Thomas is their leading back. He's a bigger, more physical guy. Patterson's a quick jitterbug type guy. Those are the guys who we're told are going to get the bulk of the carries. And you mentioned they got good physicality on the line. And this is Thomas. He goes off tackle, and that's going to be a good gain. A pretty good tackle there. Oh, no, we got a flag? No. So good job by Carone on the tackle, but another first down there for the Foxes. So the one thing to watch for, and you hate to pick on injuries, but Banbury has easily been their best run-stopping lineman, and he's the guy they're going to really have to be stout in his absence. So we got a new set of down here for the Foxes, and as you get across the 50, same issue in terms of 4-down territory. He's going back to throw, now he's looking to run. He's going to the outside, try to trip him up, but they can't quite get him, and he ends up dancing for about 5, so pretty good gain. They're going to have somebody spying the quarterback because, a guy who didn't complete a pass last week is probably number 1 intention is to run the football.
Yep.
And it's going to be difficult because this kid is really athletic, you can tell.
Yeah, he's not playing like he must have had another position because he's not playing like a rookie. I mean,
No, and I'm sure because he played last week, I'm sure he got the reps. He's probably comfortable. And he's a senior. You want these guys, you want your seniors with the ball in their hands when it comes down to it. Fakes to Thomas. Here he goes to the outside. Heaster almost gets him to Kent. Oh, and he streaks through. I'll tell you what, he's not a big kid. He's only listed at 5'8", 150 pounds, but he has broken several tackles already. He may be more slippery than physical, but at the same time, he's breaking tackles and making gains.
Yeah.
So we got a first down here at the Panther 31. The Panthers are going to have to get a little bit tough here in terms of particularly on the run stopping.
If I hadn't known that he wasn't the starting quarterback, I would have guessed that he is, because he's.
This is Thomas up the middle. Ooh, look at that. He puts his head down and just banging forward here. Wow, that is a strong run. He's still going. He probably got about 7 yards. So you weren't kidding, Coach. Your scouting report was physicality. And, you know, in case you want to start living by reputation here of, oh, they're Fox Chapel, that's the suburbs, that's the rich kids, they're bringing it tonight. And that's the same thing people say about St. Clair. We're always a hard-nosed team, too. So, you know, my buddy Mike McKenzie told me to refer to this as the Bree Bowl. But you have some hard-nosed kids down there.
Yeah.
So 7-yard gains on first down is not what we're looking for as a Panther fan here. They're going to have to do a better job on first down here going forward. Fakes it again. This is Thomas again, off tackle. Now that's good physicality. That's number 11, Ivory Travers in the backfield. Hard tackle for a 2-yard loss. So, Coach, do you think the philosophy now is same thing as I was talking about on the other side of the ball? Got to suck the linebackers forward a little bit?
Yes, and that's why they threw that pass on the very first down. They want St. Clair to know that it is a possibility.
Get them on their heels. We're not afraid to throw. So this is a semi-big play. We're probably in 4-down territory, but this is 3rd and 4, and the Panthers coming off their best defensive play so far of the series. Now he's back to throw. Is he going to throw? He is going to throw. He's going down the field. Mateo's got good. Uh-oh. He's got it. That's going to be a touchdown. Colin Kwiatkowski, who is banged up for this game. He is injured, but I'll tell you what, he said he's only going to play on the offensive side of the ball. He made a great individual play on Sapolio to pull it away from him, and the Foxes strike first, 6-0.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
And I wouldn't have guessed the quarterback who didn't complete a pass last week threw a really good ball there, because that wasn't bad coverage. Mateo was in position.
On for the extra point. Number 51, Cooper Smith. On the home, number 15, Jacob DeMott.
So, wow. Okay, it looked like we were offsides there. Besselman got in, and doesn't matter. The extra point is good. So the Foxes lead 7-0, and this has been a story for the Panthers this year. You don't want to say this, but they've fallen behind and played largely close games, and I've talked to the coaches about it, and sometimes you just don't. The analogy I use is every time I feel like we've been getting off to bad starts, and I really stress it, we go down like 11-0. Yeah. So maybe it's better not to address it.
I hope we don't have to win it in the last 10 seconds like the last couple of weeks here.
And I can't handle that. My emotions don't, when I'm up here just announcing and I have no control over it, my nerves get bad. So not a good start. So I do have a shout out here to Quinn and Beckett McCardle. Their dad Mac and them are watching. So Beckett came home from school today and said, "Dad, can we watch the Upper St. Clair game tonight?" Now that's good parenting.
Yeah.
Because they're in Charleston, South Carolina. So, that's the type of parenting I like to see.
Mac was with you last week at that wedding.
He was. We were both in a wedding for Jared Martinzik, another former of Coach's players, and it was. I was the officiant. It was a real honor to officiate one of my best friend's weddings. But it's always great to see old Panthers, and it's like we never left every time we're together.
I missed Mac at the football celebration.
He missed you too. We talked about it. So this is Cooper Smith. It'll be interesting to see, Coach, if there is this point where they stop kicking to Mateo, because you feel like he's got a chance to go the route every single time. But nope, they are trusting their coverage. And their coverage wasn't bad the first time. Here he goes. Here comes Mateo to the outside. He cannot get the outside. Oh, nice stop and go. Here he goes. And he got the corner and still gets to the 32-yard line. What a fabulous athlete he is.
You have to see that.
Well, it's one of those things where if you have that many guys there, you'd think no way he gets to the outside, no way he's going to break contain, and he gets to the outside. And that's why he's a Division I athlete. I mean, it's Division I athletes at this level, they're noticeable, and he is noticeable.
That's a good way to phrase it. Yeah.
I've always said, basketball in particular, because we're not the mecca of basketball power around here. So you see a kid like that. So here's Aiden Besselman. Speaking of a kid who's going to be a Division I athlete, at the Wildcat quarterback this time. Fakes to Mateo. He cuts it inside. Good stiff arm. Still going. and he gets about 4. So first down obviously has not been the problem. They've done a really nice job getting 3, 4, 5 yards on first down.
Zidane Thomas.
I know the Panthers have been a little bit of a big play splash type offense, but I think playoff games, particularly as the weather gets bad, it gets colder, you do want to be able to possess the ball and get these sustained drives.
I used to think about that a lot when I was coaching. You have to have an offense in November. You can't just rely on pass.
No, nor do you want to. Too much can go wrong in high school. So this is Heister banging it up the middle. He gets about 2 or 3, so going to set up a manageable 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 as we got about a minute and a half left here in the first quarter. I knew this was going to happen. We talked about it. You have 2 teams running Wildcat, 2 teams running the ball a lot. This game's going to go fast. It's going to feel fast, which is fine if you're ahead.
Yeah.
You were used to being ahead, so running the ball was great. All right, so it'll be interesting to see what the Panthers come up here. This is sort of a big play from a momentum standpoint. You want to move the sticks here. It'll be interesting to see if they have something a little bit different that we haven't seen yet. Sapolio fakes. He's going to drop back. No, he's going down the field. He's got Bess. Now that is pass interference. And it's going to be, that was Patterson, the quarterback, and if he doesn't do it, it's going to be a completion. So makes sense, only a 15-yard gain, but good chance for the Panthers. Good ball from Mateo.
I'd like to. Do we have replays here?
I don't believe we do.
Pass interference, number 4 on the defense.
It's interesting. I was talking to a bunch of the kids after the last game we did, the South Fayette game, because I was really impressed with the way Mateo threw the ball. And they were all telling me, Gavin, he was the 7th and 8th grade quarterback at Fort Couch. Like, this is not, because I don't know these things.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't exactly make him varsity ready.
No, I understand that, but at least he has throwing experience. Here comes Heister. Good cut. Nice job. Another good cut. Oh, he does a beautiful job. Gets the first down and more. Gets about 15 or 16. I've thrown this out a bunch this year, but I want to point it out again. The Panthers have great blocking receivers. Darubas and Besselman are tremendous blockers, and you just saw it again there in the corner. And Heister did a nice job of cutting inside the receiving block, got extra 10 yards.
Heister's strong, but he's also got more quicks than you might imagine.
No, he really does. He's a great athlete, and kid who's an animal in the weight room, so it doesn't surprise you he's hard to bring down. Just doesn't have as big of a package as probably he wishes genetically. So, all right, 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Panthers marching again. Got it to the Foxes 31. Heister in the Wildcat. Bartusiak in motion. Fakes to Brady. Cuts up the middle. Banging the pile forward. Gets about 2 or 3. But, Fox Chapel's been pretty stout at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
not bad.
That was my scouting report that I was told before the game, that they're feisty on defense, and that's true.
Yeah, they have been. It's not been one of those situations where we've been gashing them. So 20 seconds left here. It looks like the Panthers may be okay with letting this clock roll down and letting this be the end of the first period, although no, they're going to line up here. We still got 10 seconds left. We'll see if they try to get one more snap off. Besselman's back there in the Wildcat. Now he's going to go. He's going to fake it to Mateo. Here he goes right up the middle. Puts his head down, trying to make a good physical run. Still only gets about 3. So when we return here to start the second quarter, we're going to be set with about a 3rd and 5 situation. But at the end of the first quarter, we have a score of Fox Chapel 7 and Upper St. Clair nothing. So I want to give a shout out to a couple of my most loyal watchers and Lauren Anderson, of course, class of 97. Always there with his daughter Abiel watching. Ali Conomo's Paradise, class of 93. These are some of my very loyal watchers of the Boxcast, and we really appreciate all your support, and I appreciate your kind words personally. So we got a lot of the coaching legends next to me right now, and so it's one of those situations where I'm trying to watch what I say to not be football incorrect. So TC's not over here giving me grief about some of my lack of football knowledge here in my broadcasting. Thank you, man. So first quarter was not overwhelmingly surprising to me. The Panthers moved the ball well. They did not get points, but they moved the ball well. The offense has looked very good. They've executed well. Defensive side of the ball, I think Fox Chapel probably surprised them by being a little more multiple than they were. And Panthers are going to have to get strong at the line of scrimmage because without Banbury, they got gashed a little bit on the run. So, Coach, was there any obvious adjustments you would think from the Panthers on the defensive side of the ball?
No. That kid's quick, and they'll have to get used to the speed of the game, which they will. When did Banbury get hurt?
First half of the Bethel game. Yeah, and it's
a shame.
It's not good either. He will not be available for basketball season, unfortunately. So, okay, 3rd and 5. Here comes Mateo rolling to his right. He's got a man in the slot. That's Best. Best turns it upfield. Can he break it back? No, good. Sure tackle. That's Patterson again, the quarterback. But that's going to be a first down. That's about a 10-yard gain to the Fox's 18. So, I give Mateo, I tip my cap there. Not a hard throw, but it's his first real, important third down, clock-sustaining, chain-moving throw, and it was perfect. And that's not easy to do when you're not, you haven't been doing this all season. So, that's a senior. We've talked about it.
And he's an athlete.
And he's a superb athlete. So, okay, new set of downs here for the Panthers, and this is Ethan Heister. Heister cutting up the middle. He's going to get about 4 or so. I should also mention, we've mentioned a lot of the injury stuff. Another huge loss for the Panthers tonight, Jamal Brown not in the lineup. And I don't know what his status is. He was kind of a game time decision. And it's probably, I see him in his sweats down there walking around, but it's probably, he's probably more important on the defensive side of the ball. He's an unbelievably good linebacker. So it's a big loss for the Panthers, not having one of their most explosive guys on both sides of the ball. You certainly don't want to have 2 of your best guys not there in the playoffs, but that's why this sport is so hard. So we got about 2nd and 6 here. Panthers are again doing an excellent job winning first down. Sapolio back to throw. He's looking. He's going to throw, and he misses wide, but that's because he had a man right in his face as he threw it. And once again, that's the big fella. So Corby has been very, very active, 73 for the Foxes, and that's about the 3rd or 4th time he's been in the backfield tonight. So you're going to have to find him. So now we're in a situation where we don't want to be, which is the 3rd and longish. And that has not been the best situation for the Panthers this year. But, the Panthers have got to find a way now in the playoffs. They've moved the ball twice, but you can't come away with no points again. Mateo takes the snap. A little bit of an option. Goes wide. Heister turning upfield. Oh, that's a nice job by, wow, who's that, number 1? That's Christian Gaston. Usually Heister can really get his shoulders turned and make a guy, but he couldn't. The guy forced him out of bounds, and it's going to be
3rd and 5?
No, 4th and about 4.
4th,
So this is going to be Bennett Henderson. And as aggressive as I am, I think this is the right move because, again, as I talked about, you can't drive the ball 70 yards twice and not get any points. So going to get Bennett out there. 30-yard field goal is not automatic, even as good as Bennett is. I'll be interested to see what I need to talk to him and ask him what hash he likes kicking from. Because I like kicking from the left hash as a righty. He drills it, dead straight. So great job from Bennett, who's been basically perfect on place kicks this year. Just an outstanding sophomore. Panthers on the board with 10:24 left in the 2nd quarter. 7-3 Fox Chapel. All right, so what you don't like to see, I'm sure, as a football coach and certainly as a fan, that type of yardage put up in 3 points. And, it's...
We've got a lot of yards in the 2 drives for only having 3 points.
Correct. and that's, whether it's red zone offense.
It's a long game.
You're right.
We get time here.
You know me, I kind of panic as a fan. Particularly, this game is going so fast because all the running. But, I'm guessing the people who are not panicking are the people on the sideline who've been coming back all season. So, guessing they're not concerned at this point. So, one good way to turn the tide would be a turnover. And the defense has had a knack this season for, in the important situations, being able to force turnovers. But I think it'll be a little tougher to do against this team because they don't put the ball in the air as much. But, maybe if they're going to do the option and things like that, you might see the ball on the ground.
It'll be interesting to see what Fox Chapel's philosophy will be this time around. They've been playing decently, but they know they got to get more than 7 points.
Correct. Especially since St. Clair's moved the ball, very, very effectively the first 2 drives. So it looks like 3, Zidane Thomas is back to return the kickoff. It doesn't surprise you. He was a primary ball carrier on the first drive. This is a good kick from Henderson, directionally sound all the way back to the 10. Cutting it in. Oh, this is a good return. Gets it all the way to the Panther 30, so that's unusual actually because the Panthers have had great coverage this year. So pretty good return from the Foxes, and that's going to be good field position to start at their own 30-yard line. So let's see what the adjustments are here for the Panther D. The Panthers obviously have some new personnel out there and are, have got to find a way to adjust here on the fly with kind of a new set of personnel. It seems almost like they're in more of a, base formation, so to speak, in terms of you have the 4 defensive backs and then Swigert is in there, who is a more of a defensive back, almost as a 5th guy, but he's almost playing sort of a hybrid linebacker safety. So
they're in an odd man front right now. With
they
the guy
are
covering the center.
So Patterson's back again. He's going to throw. No, he's going to take off. This is what I was talking about having a shadow, because all of a sudden he gets 6.
Yeah.
And it's tough to stop. This is, if you aren't dominant at the line of scrimmage with a running quarterback, it is difficult. I've always said, if all else is equal, you'd love to have a quarterback who can move.
Well, that's holding up in the pros.
Oh, it is.
Some of the best quarterbacks are now running the ball. Not Tom Brady, but
no, not the best, but so this is the big guy up the middle, Thomas. And pretty good run support there. Heister came up along with Ivory Travers, number 11, and 19 Swigert. So good gang tackle, got about 2. So 3rd and 2 here. And
big play.
Yeah, a really big play. And this is one of these situations where, and again, this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't be a football coach. To me, I'm trying to send numbers here to make them do something else other than get the ball out of the quarterback's hand or number 3's hand. But you expose yourself on the back end for sure doing that. So we'll see what the Panther coaching staff comes up with here. The linebackers are creeping up. It's Patterson. He's keeping. He's going to the outside. He's got some room. Cuts it back in. Besselman's got him, as does Kahn. This is going to be close.
Very close, don't you think?
Looks like from the mark they have it. Yeah, it's going to be a first down from where the ball is marked. So, boy, is that kid quick. I'll tell you what, Huffnagel is a terrific athlete, and Huffnagel looked like he had a bit of an angle, and the kid just turned on the jets. So, very, very impressive. The Panthers, this starts on first down. 6 and 7 yards on first down is not going to cut it tonight. They got to be a little better on first down. He's back to throw again. Patterson's going down the field again. He's got a man. So I think the Panthers are going to have to be content with letting single coverage deal with that and hoping they don't connect.
Right.
Because I think you're right. I think they're just simply doing that to.
It was a message.
Yeah. So the good news is that is a win on first down. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10.
And we haven't had this very often today. So, I think, again, trying to shadow this quarterback and not letting him escape is very, very significant. Patterson's back again. Thomas. Oh, the ball's on the ground. He's going to get it back, but that's a great break for the Panthers, not because that play looked like it was going to be a big play, but because all of a sudden this is the first time they're in 3rd and throwing. Yeah. So, okay, Coach, put on your DC hat here. Do you, knowing this kid's not a proficient passer by reputation, do you sort of sit back, rush 3, or do you try to?
Well, the escapability is what I would be most worried about. Somebody's got to contain if he pulls it down.
Oh, this is Ehas, and he's doing a great job. Zach Ehas has him. Great stuff from 52, the junior defensive end, Zach Ehas, with a big sack for the Panthers, and we're in punt time.
He did the contain that I was hoping they would do.
Well, you can tell. He said, okay, you can cut back to the inside, but you can tell what they've been instructed to do. But that's easier said than done when you got a guy that athletic, I'm guessing. So, okay, great stuff from the Panthers. Really good response after that first drive. So, and now one of the most fun parts of the night, Mateo Sapolio on punt return.
This is the first punt by either team, isn't it?
It is. And this kid, Cooper Smith's been really good on the place kicks. Let's see if he's a good punter, too. He is. Wow, excellent. Mateo has it, and he got it, but this is good field position for the Panthers all the way up at their own 37, where we'll take over with 7:05 to go in the first half. Foxes still lead 7-3. Panthers getting the ball for their third drive. So, Coach, I know you've been stressing patience here, but is there a temptation, knowing that we've seen some guys open down the field, to try to get a home run over the top?
Well, I think St. Clair will pass the ball. Yeah, they've done it, and of course they got some excellent receivers. Mateo looks to be a much more efficient passer tonight than he was a month ago when I first saw him throw the ball.
Probably getting the bulk of the reps now, I'm guessing. Heister to Smith, back to Mateo. Uh-oh, flea flicker time, but no time at all. Just didn't, unfortunately, and I like the idea, unfortunately the line didn't hold long enough, and that is a big loss. That's a 10-yard loss.
What was that, 3 handoffs?
Yeah, it was a flea flicker. It was the classic tailback, wide receiver reverse, flip back to the quarterback. So, you know, trick plays, what do they always say? When they work, you look brilliant. When they don't work, everybody's screaming from the stands. Just, you know, do normal stuff. All right, so we got 2nd and long here. Not a death knell for the Panthers because they have 2 downs to make it up, but you got to get busy here. The other part about that is Jamie Smith was the guy carrying the ball on the end around, and Jamie's a quarterback, so you can have him throw in that situation too. Here's Mateo. Oh, and he's got Bess. Bess is turning. Oh, no. Unfortunately, Bess turned to his right and then turned back to his left, and they just weren't quite on the same page.
I'm not sure he saw it.
I don't think he did. It's unfortunate because he had broken open down the seam,
Right.
you know, kind of early on. It's just, you know, and that's unfortunately, and have guys who haven't been doing that all year together. You're still not quite on the same page as you might be if you have had the same quarterback all season. So, all right, 3rd and 18's trouble, but frankly, I'd do something similar again because, heck, why not? It was open. They still only have, looks like they still only have really 2 receivers out in the pattern and then a bunch of tight ends and things in here. So, is this going to be the center screen again?
Uh-oh.
And they blitz, and that's Thomas again, the tailback, and he gets through with no problem. And boy, that drive went nothing but backwards for the Panthers, and they're going to be in a punt situation here.
I was watching the guy that came in motion. He was wide open. Unfortunately, the quarterback rolled to the left, and he was over here on their right.
Yeah, whether it was diagnosed well or just one guy got through, they did a nice job. Fox Chapel's got some really outstanding players on both sides of the ball. This is Heister. This is a beauty. Fair catch from the Foxes at their own 40, and good field position there for Fox Chapel. So exchange of punts, no big issue there, but
Fox Chapel picked up 10 yards on the exchange.
They certainly did.
Started on the 30, now they're on the 40.
And that's basically the yardage of loss of yardage on St. Clair's possessions because you have 2 good punters. So I just have a sense here that the first turnover of this game is going to be a huge momentum swinging play. So I hope it goes in favor of the team in black. All right, so hopefully the Panthers are continuing their ways in first down stoppage here and can keep the momentum up on the defensive side of the ball. This is Patterson here. He got a sidecar right, and Thomas in the backfield. Going straight ahead. Strong stuff from Thomas. He gets about 5 just straight behind the pile there.
He's a powerful kid.
Really is. And it seems like they've been running behind big number 55, Aaron Fowler, he plays on both sides of the ball. He's the nose on the one side of the ball and looks like the right guard on the other side of the ball. And he's a big, thick cat. He's only 5'7", but 240. He's built like a wrestler.
Yes, he is. I was just looking at him with my binoculars. He's put together.
Yeah, those guys are hard to move. So, okay, another, unfortunately, good gain, 5 on first down. Patterson's going to roll out and throw this time. Creeps through. Not the best job of tackling there from the Panthers. Looked like they had him for what could have been for a loss, but Farah, number 14, creeps through and gets what I believe to be a first down for the Foxes. And it will be.
brought down by number 33.
So we're
I
at.
think that was a,
What was that?
I think that was a design screen. He did run to his right, but I think he knew what he was going to do before the snap.
I think it's interesting. You want to give your quarterback, who's not a real quarterback, chances to sort of make confidence throws, and that's kind of what that was, simple throw. Here's Thomas on first down. Marco Carone, number 25, does a really nice job there at the point of attack. Stops him for only a gain of 2.
Number 3, Zidane Thomas on the carry, brought down by number
So
25.
we gave you the scouting report that I got from the Fox Chapel coaches that said 3 and 4 were going to be the guys to watch, and I think they've had the ball almost every play. So, that doesn't make it any easier to stop when the line is blocking well, and it's so he's back to throw again. Tell you what, he's for a kid who's not supposed to be able to throw, he's doing a good job. Marco's doing a great job to keep him. Oh, Marco stripped the ball. Oh, he didn't get it, but what a magnificent play. So he was backing up. Marco did a good job keeping him in contain, and Marco actually used his right hand to strip the ball
I
out
thought
of
we
it.
were going to get the turnover you've been talking about.
So Marco Carone he's a hooper as well, and he has great coordination for a bigger kid. I mean, really good, and he's only a sophomore. But that is a really clever play on his part.
For a sideline warning against Fox Chapel.
Sideline warning on Fox Chapel. I don't know if it was dissent or just getting overly excited, but that's a huge loss. So we have 3rd and a lot.
Sideline warnings. I didn't know they had such.
No,
a thing.
absolutely not. You would never. I'm hearing from some of my scouts that they believe Ivory Travers is assigned to watch the quarterback, which would make sense because Ivory's a marvelous athlete.
Brings up 3rd and 3rd down.
3rd and 25.
3rd and 25 is when you ought to be there. They're just going to go to Thomas right up the middle. Good job tackling. That's Travers, number 11. Good sure tackle. And so the good part about that is, Coach, they're back at the 40, which is where they got the ball there. and Junk's going to use a timeout here, which I think is a good move because they know they're getting the ball back. You want to preserve as much time as you can. Some of the philosophy is to save your timeouts. To me, if you have a proactive chance to use it and make sure you have the time.
He just called.
Correct. I think it's a great move. So we have a question from the audience, Coach, from Josh Helmrich. And he wants to know, what is your best and or most surprising playoff win? Maybe perhaps your biggest upset in your coaching career in the playoffs.
Oh, my.
Is there one that stands out that even you might have thought maybe we don't win this game?
Well, 1988, when we won our first WPIL championship, we had to win Game 10 to get in the playoffs. And then we beat Butler. But then we played Gateway in the first week of the playoffs.
I was at that game.
They were undefeated.
Yeah, Curtis Bray.
And then we played Mount Lebanon, who had skunked us during the regular season. Well, we won both those games. So.
And then beat Central to win a championship.
Yeah.
So here's the punt. This is a shorter one. You got to get out of the way here. So it is going to take a Fox Chapel bounce, but it's back to the Panther 30, so no harm, no foul with
You
field
got to
position.
tell Josh to give me a little time to think about these things before he springs it on you.
Helmrich, you heard it. You may want to text him beforehand to give him time to think. That's a good answer, though. The 88 run was a legendary run because a lot of people suggest that was kind of the start of everything.
We finished 4th in our conference.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And that was the year where we won the Whitfield Championship and they decided not to go to states. Which frankly never happened again. For a good.
Don't get me
good,
started.
No, we don't want to
about
get started on that. And then we win states the next year, in the coldest game I've ever been to. Ethan Easter, Wildcat. He's going to get to the outside. Good block from Sapolio. Cuts it up. That's going to be a nice gain. 12 or 13 on first down from Easter. I like getting back to the ground game, and they did a really nice job there on first down.
Maurice Simpson Schulter. That carry is good. For an Upper St. Clair, first down.
All right, so got a little bit of breathing room here to the 42. Now you're looking aggressive.
There's enough time on the clock to run without putting it up.
Yeah, 2:40 left, 2 timeouts, absolutely. And that's what they're doing. Here comes Easter. Oh, that's a nice tackle, and guess who? Patterson, the quarterback. I'll tell you what, Coach, for a kid who's listed at 5'8", 150 pounds, he's not afraid of anything.
No, he isn't.
That's a good 8-yard gain for the Panthers. Time's ticking, but Coach is right. You got plenty of time here. So it's going to be Easter again. He's going up the middle. That was a bit of a run blitz from Thomas, the back/linebacker, and he only got about one there. So the only disadvantage there is we didn't get the first down to stop the clock momentarily.
I think they need to get Sapulio either handling the ball or faking it to him. I don't know that we can just run Heister without the threat.
Well, I think we surprised them the first couple times because you may be thinking, okay, they're throwing it, but that's a great. See, Heister's such a strong kid. You get him and you think they have him, and then he gets a first down. So
he's got, like I said earlier, he's got more quicks than I think people realize.
So I think, Coach, this is now with about a minute and a half left where I think you're going to see Mateo do a little more of the ball handling. Because now you got to be a little more direct.
Correct.
This is Mateo, Lagoni to his right. He's looking down the field, throwing to the sidelines, looking for Bartusiak a little high, and not a bad attempt there. Clock stops, no harm there, minute 20 left. Helmert says he's testing your on-air abilities. You need to be quick on your feet to get to the big time, he's telling me.
Does he have nothing to do in New York City besides badger you and I?
All he's gonna, if I start bringing that up, he's gonna start critiquing my social calendar, and we don't want to go there. Last weekend was like the most social thing I've done in about 2 years. 2nd and 10 here at the Fox Chapel 46. Sapulio's back. Oh, he's got Bess again. And he's going. Bess has to be held up. I mean, he just got tackled. So, again, it's why I hate this rule in high school. Because if you get beat, you just tackle the guy. And it's really not that big of a penalty in order to dissuade you from doing it. I just hate the rule.
Well, I wish we had replay.
Well, for sure.
That
interference, number 21 on the defense. Enforcement is 15 yards from the previous spot.
That looked to me like two guys that ran into each other. You know, I realize it looks definitely like pass interference.
Yeah, it does,
I'd
to
like
like
to
the
see it
untrained
again.
eye. But it's one of those things where, like, I just don't understand how that can't be a spot foul. So, okay. Now we're at about the 31 here, so Panthers in business again. Mateo rolling right, finds Jamie Smith. Good catch, but only going to be about a gain of 2 or 3. I wonder if Junko used a timeout here. He does. Still got a minute left. It's not like we're in super hurry-up mode here. I just was interested because it was in the field of play. Doesn't look like it. And really, he's not wrong here because he's still got 50 seconds left. It's not, we're not in, dire straits here, but I think they should probably speed up a bit. So we're at 45 now. Sapulio's got it, rolling to his left. Looking for DeRubis. Now he's back. And now he's takes a bad sack, and now they got to use a timeout. So that's really what couldn't happen there, and I think that's probably where you have a guy who hasn't played a lot of quarterback.
Yes.
And so he's just trying to make a play.
He
But
should have thrown that one out of bounds.
yeah, I mean, he had DeRubis close enough where if he throws it there, he's probably fine. So, it's more the loss of yardage, okay, but
Sometimes a great athlete always thinks he can outmaneuver, and he didn't.
well, a lot of times they're right.
A lot of times they're right.
And it's a fine line because how many times have you seen like Ethan Dallin over the last 2 years make some absurd play extending a play where you thought he was dead 5 times? You don't want to take that away.
I remember when I had Patrick McShane,
One of the best.
who was a marvelous athlete, So we're going over a play, and I says, "Now look, Patrick, we can block 5, but we can't block the 6th one. You're going to have to outmaneuver him." And he looked at me and he says, "Okay." Just like, is there any doubt that I can outmaneuver one guy?
One of my favorite kids I've ever coached in terms of just great to be around, but also irrational confidence. I mean, that kid had unbelievable confidence at all times. Here's Mateo. Looking down the field, pocket collapses again. Can he get by 22? So that's a good play, okay? He got some of it back there. Now you're in a more manageable 4th down situation, and obviously field position's no issue here, 26 seconds left. You can take a shot here. You still have a timeout left, center of the field is open, just got to get a first down. So I think that was the strategy there. If they couldn't get a home run, try to get maybe half of it. All right, so if you'd have told me the way the Panthers have moved the ball tonight that they would only have 3 points at halftime, I would have laughed because they've, other than one possession, they've moved it great.
They have more yardage than Fox Chapel.
Oh, no question. Fox Chapel's one drive.
Now, what do you think here? Are they going to try to get the first down or put it in the end zone?
I think there'll be an option to put it in the end zone.
He's got him. He's got him.
And Besselman did a nice job playing defensive back there. So the problem there was by the time it broke open, he just didn't have the arm strength to get it there, especially sprinting out to his right. But I like the attempt. They're going to have to figure out how to use Besselman. He's breaking open consistently, whether it's just anticipating it early and throwing it up or...
I don't want to sound critical, but I think if they would run a couple of out patterns to Besselman, to get 10, 12 yards and then throw him deep. But so far he's only going deep.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those situations where maybe Fox Chapel's thinking every time they throw, well, we'll have a safety back there because that's what they're looking for. That's an interesting point. I didn't really think about it that way. So Fox Chapel has it with 19 seconds left. My assumption here is they will kneel on the ball or just give it to Thomas and be happy to go in the half up 4, but it doesn't look like it formation-wise, does it? No, it's Thomas. Straight up the middle. Travers is there with Bartusiak, and that looks like that will be the last play of the first half. So this went ultra fast. I mean, it is 7:48.
Is that what time it is?
And that's what we knew was coming with this much run. So if the Panthers are going to move on in the playoffs, they are going to have to do what they've been doing, and that is come from behind again in the second half. We'll see if they can do it. We will see you back in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats as the award-winning Fox Chapel Area High School Marching Band takes the field. Tonight, we present sections from our show, Dream. Drum majors, Lance Wilhelm and Joseph Thomas, your band may take the field for halftime performance. Let's hear it for the 2021 Marching Foxes. The band is under the student leadership of woodwind captains Lawrence Liu, Silas Owens, and Andrew Reisinger. Brass captains Johanna Asplin, Miguel Camado, Daniel Thomas. Percussion captains Patrick Alexander and Jonah Compton. Color guard captain Laura Clammett. Let's hear it again for the 2021 Marching Foxes.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the fine and performing arts of the Upper St. Clair Township Schools, we present the pride of Upper St. Clair, the Upper St. Clair High School Panther Marching Band. Led by drum majors Andrew Miller and Carter Chu, and auxiliary captains Grace Kelly and Isabella Marasco. It's time for Music is What Feelings Sound Like. We'll start with Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling. Next, we present a contemporary R&B and pop love song, the 2000 hit made famous by American singer Beyonce, Crazy in Love. transforms the music into feelings in motion. We feature our auxiliary and the entire band in dance. Let's bring on Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk. There you have it. This is the 21-22 edition of the Pride of Upper St. Clair.
All right, we're back again live here as halftime is winding down, and it's right now the Panthers are trailing. That's not a position that has been particularly unusual for them. They're trailing 7-3, and they have been a come-from-behind team. That being said, we need to do a much better job here of capitalizing on the drives we've had. We've moved the ball. I think Coach and I both agree that the yardage differential is one-sided in favor of the Panthers, but none of that stuff matters when you're behind on the scoreboard. Do you see anything that you think they might be able to do differently in terms of capitalizing as they move down the field, or is it just a semblance of maybe the drives gotten a little unlucky on drives ending?
Well, to me, this is an awkward position. I don't mean to be critical, but I think somebody's going to run the ball. Somebody beside Heister, and they got to have just a little bit of variety in what they're doing. Having said that, we've been making 3 and 4 yards pretty much at will. I just hope they do a little bit of diversity so that. And Heister, has been very close to breaking the whole thing, and that could very well happen early in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not kid ourselves here. We're not talking about a huge deficit. We're not talking about anything miraculous. It's a 4-point game. The one thing I will point out is Fox Chapel does get the ball to start the second half. So if the Panthers could get an early stop here, turn the field position back around, it would be a positive. So I'll give you a couple scores here that sort of piqued my curiosity. The North Hills Indians, the 6th seed, are tied with the Peters Township Indians 14-14 at halftime. And that is a difficult place to play, as you know, at Martirelli. That's and so that's a flex your muscles game for the section, for the conference, because Peters was the 3rd finishing team, or maybe the 4th finishing team in that league, and still doing a nice job against the good North Hills team. And then the other score I laughed about, because it's just, and the beat goes on. TJ's romping Indiana 35-0 at half, and
don't discount TJ because they lost a couple of regular season games. Chirpac's an awful experienced, and they'll be ready.
So we got North Allegheny up 28-6 on Canon Mac, not super surprising there. Woodland Hills up 20-10 on Bethel Park. Not super surprising, but a little surprising. Obviously, Woodland Hills has tons of athletes, but Bethel's a pretty good team. Penn Hills up 14-0 on Franklin Regional. We saw Penn Hills here; they're a pretty good football team, particularly the Duggar brothers. And so that's about where we stand here at halftime. And Coach, you've obviously coached in a ton of playoff games. You've probably coached in about every conceivable way. What would your message have been to the troops at halftime, given what you saw in the first half?
I would tell them that they have proven that they can play all 4 quarters, and they can win in the end. They can overcome adversity, and they have to continue that. It's not a time to panic. It's not a time to try something that we haven't practiced. I think they'll be fine. They've been very close to breaking a big play. So let's see what happens. I think it'll happen myself.
Those are wise words from Coach. I remember Coach Holzer telling me last year with our team sometimes would make a couple of games closer than I like. He said our kids would figure out at the end, and they did. And you have those kids you used to. That's a nice kick from Bennett. That's going to be a touchback. So I was wondering, that kid was creeping up a little bit, both on the last kickoff. Bennett's average kick's probably about the 5, so it doesn't surprise me he flew it over his head that time. Sometimes it's hard.
I think this is an important drive. I mean, I realize it's only the first drive, but it'd be nice if we could make something big happen here before we get the ball.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that first turnover. I really am. I know it's hard when you're not putting the ball in the air, but Fox Chapel's put the ball on the ground a couple times. Been a little fortunate to get the ball back. So this is the guy to watch here again, Patterson, and Kylie Patterson's been outstanding so far. Number 4. This is Thomas up the middle. Oh, and he is running hard. He trucks some guys, gets about 12, 13 yards, and he is a big, strong, physical kid. Is that Zidane Thomas?
Very impressive. That's not what I wanted to see happen on the first play.
No, and it's a little surprising because we haven't seen much of this season, other than Moon, anybody kind of go right at St. Clair. Yes, I understand Mark Banbury is missing. Yes, Jamal Brown is missing. But at the same time, the physicality of this Fox Chapel team has been very impressive so far. This is Thomas again, straight up the gut. He's going to get – that's a nice job by Wyatt Koval, big number 61, to reach from behind, pull him down. Only got about 2.5 or 3 there, so better on first down there.
Wyatt Koval brings up 2nd and 7 for Fox Chapel.
What's his size and weight?
Who the back?
Yeah.
6 foot, 205 pounds. That's a thick kid.
That's a nice high school running back.
It really is. I mean, the 205 is, that's a bigger kid even in today's game. So 2nd and 7 here. Patterson again to Thomas. Same thing, straight up the gut. And again, he's got. I'll tell you what, the interior of the Fox Chapel line is really doing impressive stuff. So there's a lot of extracurricular stuff going on. I don't know.
Did I see a late flag?
I did, and both guys were sort of gripping each other. I don't know who you get this on. They're going to have to dictate one kid wasn't stopping.
Do you have a list of the officials tonight by any chance?
I don't.
Well, one of them is a
Dead ball, personal foul, number 14 on black.
So they got the number. Oh, no, it's going to be offsetting. Okay.
Those penalties offset.
One of the officials is a guy by the name of Bergman. His grandfather and his father are both NFL officials. And I ran into his father here tonight on the way up here.
Oh, that's cool.
Makes it third down.
That's a big Pittsburgh NFL name, Bergman.
That's a pretty impressive if you got to that level officiating. You don't luck your way into that. So, all right, 3rd and 2 here. Can the Panthers get penetration here? It's Thomas again. He tries to bust outside. Good stuff from the Panthers. They're going to not get much there. So that's the first time they tried to go in that gap right up the middle and didn't get anything. Zach Ehas, number 52, once again with a really good job busting up the middle. And this will be interesting, Coach. You're on your own 40 here, and this isn't just one. This is a good 1.5, 2 yards.
It's 4th down, and then
Sure is.
they got a punt. And it doesn't look like they're going to.
It looks like they're going to go for it, and I love this. But are they trying to draw him off sides, or are they going to actually go for it? Oh no, they're going wide here. Oh, this is going to be close. It depends where you think his knee hit. To me, his knee hit short.
I don't think he made it.
Where the near guy has it marked, that's not a first down. Really good stuff. Tyson Swigert, number 19, did a great job of forcing that play to be cut inside, and then he has cleaned up again. And anybody who's asking questions about how you're going to replace Mark Banbury, number 52, Zach Ehas, is doing a fabulous job at that right end spot, and he just made 2 big plays on that drive. So, Coach, when we always talk about, I want to be aggressive, all of a sudden you give the other team the ball at your 41, you're not looking as smart right now, are you?
No. I think that was a punting situation.
Yeah, I probably punt there, and like I said, I'm all for going for it. If that was a yard, okay, but 2. So here's Heister. Cuts it back. He's still on his feet. He's still moving. Look at this leg drive from Heister. That is outstanding. Individual effort, gets about 12 or 13 yards, great balance.
He's going to break one.
You said it at halftime, and he was darn close there. Had he gotten through that first wave a little more cleanly, he's gone.
Right.
And that's the other part. When you're creeping linebackers up and you get past that first wave, there's nobody there.
Right.
So great stuff from Heister, and we've gotten to this spot a lot. It's not pay dirt has been the problem. Here's Heister again. Good block from Lagoni, the fullback. Oh, that's a nice play in the backfield. So number 22, Jack Visco, came through and held on for dear life and got him to the ground for a no-gain situation. But it's all of a sudden like we get inside get in sort of the scoring territory as they speak, and the drives have kind of sputtered. The Panthers got to find a way to break through this year. So this is Heister again in the Wildcat. I'll be interested to see if they do anything different with Heister. Oh, he is going to throw. He's got Besselman. He throws it up. Oh, and it's intercepted. Unbelievable. It was just a jump ball, and Best could not quite get his footing to wrestle it away, and that's a great play from the corner. Looks like number 1, Christian Gaston. Really unfortunate. They had the matchup they wanted. They had a one-on-one situation knowing Heister was not likely to throw, and it just didn't work out for the Panthers.
It was a pretty nice throw overall, and usually we win that fight.
No, that's a matchup I'd take any day of the week.
Right.
Besselman has proven. I just think he didn't look like he had his footing. When he went up to jump initially, he didn't get a jump to really high point the ball. Oh, it's a bad break for the Panthers. So we talked about the first turnover, and that is a big, big one. So the Panthers have got to make sure they can get this momentum back by really playing some D here. It's Thomas again. He's going off tackle this time. Bust through Heister. Bust through 3 or 4 tackles. He's still going, and he's going to get a first down. That is a hard 10-yard run.
Well, there's time. We got time.
There is. We still got 8:25 left. The one element of this that we've talked about is the clock runs a lot when both teams are running the football.
Yeah.
It frightens you a bit. It's just how many times can you get in scoring territory and not get 6?
You're right. But they've persevered in the past.
Oh, they have. No question. Patterson looks like he's going to throw here. Now he's going to take off. And he's got some room. Oh, great cut to the outside. He's going to get more. He's getting all the way to the – so that looked like that peel back block that isn't legal anymore. They didn't call it, but I thought that was the block you're not allowed to do. So regardless, That is going to be a big gain for Fox Chapel of about 15 yards. And that's what we talked about. Is he really dropping back to throw, or is he dropping back to create space?
Well, I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, I think that was a predetermined run.
Yeah, that's my guess. So, and he really put a juke on the linebacker there. That was really an impressive run. So here's Thomas again, straight up the gut, and he's got lots of room. Getting 8 or 9 on first down, and
That's 3 times in a row. He's got 8 or 9 on first down.
the momentum has clearly shifted. It looks like that turnover, and unfortunately, that was kind of what I was fearing.
You didn't want it to happen.
No, I didn't want it to happen to St. Clair, because it really can burst a bubble. And I thought the Panthers would really take advantage of the turnover on downs, did not, and now Fox Chapel's in business. It's Thomas again, going off tackle right this time. Look at him put his head down. The Panthers meet him at basically the line of scrimmage, and he bowls forward for 5.
There's a little
and
activity.
So the Panthers got to keep their cool. What can't happen is you get frustrated because the momentum has shifted and lose your cool.
I'm not sure if this is both ways or just our guy.
And if you're looking for more bad news for the Panthers, which I'm guessing you aren't, Ethan Heister is down with a leg injury. I'm hoping it's just a cramp, but that is not good news if you're a Panther fan.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, number 61 for Upper St. Clair. 15-yard penalty, will be a first down. Timeout due to injury.
So it's going to be an additional 15 yards against the Panthers, and that's something you can't afford to do when you are behind and a team is driving. You cannot give them 15 yards on an unsportsmanlike. So
15-yard penalty and Heister down on the same play. Not good.
yeah, it is. It's one of those scenarios here where a game can get away from you if you're not careful, because we've talked about the time thing, and we've also talked about the fact that they've moved the ball but not scored, and the quick strike thing hasn't really been happening. You don't want to get down more than a score. So that's Heister. He's up and he's moving a little bit. They obviously cannot afford to be without him for any extended period of time, but he's moving pretty well. So, but the situation continues that the Foxes have come all the way down to the Panther 26. This has been their best drive since that first drive where they scored. And the Panthers are going to have to be stout at the point of attack. They took Koval out after the penalty and put in Chimento, number 66, the senior, and hopefully some fresh legs can help him here. Thomas again, off tackle, and he skirts through again. They're fighting hard, but it has taken 6 and 7 guys to bring him down, and he's still getting 4 and 5 yards, Coach.
Yes, he is.
So if you feel like you're not getting the push at the line and this is happening, do you have any choice but to try to commit numbers? Is there anything else you can really do? Is there a way you can slant? Is there anything schematically you can do?
Well, sure, you can do X games and linebacker stunts. And I don't think we can just sit here and take the pounding. I think we got to do something.
So here's Thomas again. Now that's a good play from Ehaz again. So Ehaz has been the guy who has sort of gotten stout when they've needed to get stout. So that's going to be about a 1.5 yard gain, and we've got about a 3rd and, let's say, 3. And, this could very easily be 4 down territory, although Fox Chapel has established that they have a good kicker. So,
yeah, it's definitely 4 down territory. If they went for it on their side of the 50 now, they're certainly going to.
all right, so I guess you'd be very surprised if anybody else touched the ball but number 3 here. And here he goes, Thomas. Oh, no, they faked it. Here comes Patterson. He cuts to the inside, and he's going to, he battles. He's going to get a first down. So good call from the coaching staff. They sucked in the guys, faked it up the gut to him, and Patterson went to the outside, got about 5 or 6, and they're first down at the Panther 15.
That kid is quick, Patterson.
Really is. It's so interesting because football's, again, it's a sport I don't understand at the high level, and you have 2 guys who are basically carrying, doing everything, have the ball every single time, and the average person's like, why can't we stop this? Why can't we stop it? But it's obviously a lot more difficult than that. So here we go. It's Patterson and Thomas again, and it's Thomas right up the middle, and here he dances through again. So they look like they shot some backers there, and that's going to be Travers tripping them up. It seems like the extracurricular stuff after the play is becoming more and more every play here. I don't know if Fox Chapel's really playing to the whistle or the Panthers are getting frustrated.
I'm not sure. We didn't need that 15-yard penalty.
We did not. That was a big play. So that was only about a 2 or 3 yard gain on first down. Not bad. A little bit better on first down from the Panthers. But I think the Panthers are going to have to get them in the backfield here at some point. It just got to create a negative play. Got to create a big play on the defensive side of the ball. It's Thomas straight at. Nope, they fake it. It's a slant, and it's a nice. Not a bad throw, but Huffnagel again had pretty good coverage, and that's that slant that South Fayette ran a bunch that was difficult to defend, but then we got the big pick at the end of the game. And are you surprised they tried to throw?
Yes, I am. I mean, they've been making at least 4 yards a pop with the quarterback keeping and the good big tailback. I'm not sure I would have done what they just did.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the read was there's more guys sucked up, try to catch them, and I get that, but no, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think it's been broke for the Foxes here. So 3rd and 7, big play for the Panther D. Fake to Thomas, Patterson rolls wide. He throws, got a man wide open, and he's going to be, it's a completion. First down inside the 5. Great call.
I think he went out of bounds on the 1.
He did, but that's a great call. I'll tell you what, I did not expect, I did expect play action. I did not expect a little flat throw. And give Patterson credit for a guy who they said didn't complete a pass last week. He's been outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, his passes have been on the mark.
I don't think this spot is very good. He was down around the 1 when he dropped the ball.
Yeah, it looked that way.
He spotted on the 3.
Well, hopefully we can take advantage here because it's going to have to be uber aggressive. This is probably going to be a heavy dose of Thomas here, although Thomas is the lead blocker. Patterson going straight ahead. Good job from Carone. Gets him, but it's going to be inside the 1 here. And
I think I would have bet my house that number 3 was going to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked, although they still got about almost 3 there.
I'd be out of the house.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't gotten him for a loss all night. He's so now they're now it's the same formation like they were going to do the quarterback again.
They're going to do it again.
Yep, and that's easy. So they suck the guys in, and Patterson scores, and all of a sudden we are in the danger zone, ladies and gentlemen, with 3:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Panthers trail 13-3, extra point pending, and yeah, the Panthers have been the cardiac cats the last couple weeks, but they are going to have to speed it up here. So Cooper Smith, 51, on for the extra point for the Foxes. High snap. Kick is blocked, which has been a recurring theme for the Panthers recently. Marco Carone, number 25, got it. So hopefully that gives them a little bit of momentum here. And the reason that is important is if you get a touchdown, all of a sudden it's a field goal to tie you when you have a great place kicker. So that could be significant.
A 10-point deficit is a lot better than an 11.
It certainly is. I don't want to get into 2-point conversions here. So
well, you could do 8 and 3.
So hopefully Mateo will return this for a touchdown and make it a moot point. But now, has things shifted for you in terms of the need to score and score quickly, as opposed to we've sustained drives on run and we've gone up the field but haven't gotten points? Does it change for you at all?
Well, we have to be a little more urgent because we've run the gamut of runs and those long passes, and we still only have 3 points. So, the clock, you hate to say the clock is a factor with 3:34 in the 3rd quarter, but as you've pointed out several times, with both teams running the ball so much, that clock goes quickly. So
yeah, my wife's going to be shocked when I get home at 9 o'clock. I mean, it's incredible. But the other part of this now is, and we talked about this a little bit coming out of halftime, does the intermediate passing game now start to be a little bit of a thing you can do?
I mentioned earlier that I thought they should do that. you know, maybe set the deep ball up by a couple underneath passes.
All right, so let's hope we can get Mateo loose here. He and Huffnagel are back again for the return. It's another good kick, but they are tempting fate here every time they go to Mateo. Boy, this is good coverage, though. He is running out of room quickly, gets to the outside, and there is nothing doing. So credit Fox Chapel. They're basically saying our coverage has obviously been good this season, and we're not worried about it.
Excellent.
On the return,
Yeah, credit to Coach Lochran. They've been really fundamentally sound. That's what you sort of suggested coming into this game, and they've been as advertised.
on the road, 17.
So the Panthers got to get something going here, and it's, you know, doesn't have to be fast, but it does have to be, you know, with a little more urgency, as Coach said. So I am going to be intrigued here to see who is the guy taking the snaps, and it is looking like it's going to be Mateo.
He sure is back in now. He's
That's good news.
healthy.
And they got 3 receivers in too. They got Jamie Smith in as the other receiver. So Heister's getting the ball out of a different formation, and he's got some room. Good tackle. I mean, is there anything number 4 Kylie Patterson can't do? He tackles well. He runs well.
He's an impressive young man.
That is a tough 150-pound kid. He's got some Ethan Dallum in him. He really does, in terms of just a hard-nosed winner type kid. But a good 8-yard gain from Ethan. So good first down play for the Panthers. And now here comes Mateo. He's scrambling. Keep his eyes down the field. And going to be deflected and couldn't quite get it to Darubis. So 3rd and 2. I guess live to fight another day knowing it's 3rd and 2.
Well,
So, Coach,
go
I
ahead.
have a question. So Mateo's obviously a huge run threat. Do you feel like Fox Chapel's doing a better job than we are of maybe scouting that or shadowing him? Because I feel like he hasn't gotten loose for any runs.
Well, they haven't given it to him.
Here's Heister again.
mean,
He's
he-
going to get a first. Oh, it's closer than I thought.
Heister up the middle.
I thought it was an easy first down, but the spot wasn't as good as I thought.
No,
he
it's
got it.
first
Yeah,
down.
First down.
You know, Mateo hasn't run that jet sweep tonight.
I know.
I do think he's a young man that has to touch the ball. Besides,
That carry is good for opposite play.
Yeah, agreed. And he's a kid who's got some magic in him, too. Let's hope we get the chance to see it here. This is the option. Run a wide. Here comes Heister. Cutting it up. They do a nice job of stringing it out. And that was a vicious collision between two of their own players. But Visco and Mason do a good job on the tackle, and not much of a gain there for the Panthers, only about 1.
2nd and 9.
It was an interesting call there for the Panthers. That's not something we've seen. I'm a little surprised they diagnosed it as well. Now, interestingly enough, Brady Erdos is in the game, number 9, the junior, who's kind of the more prototype quarterback. He was the quarterback to start the season. It'll be interesting to see if this is going to be a more vertical passing type situation. Erdos got it. He's got him in. It's Mateo. And that's a great throw over the shoulder. Can Mateo fight 3? No, he get him to the ground. So I love that from Coach Junk. What Coach Junk said there is, okay, Mateo's my playmaker, but he's my playmaker in a lot of different ways. Let's get him the ball as a receiver.
Well, I just said that a little bit ago.
I know.
He's got to touch the ball, not just throw it deep.
So this will be interesting to see whether Brady Erdo stays in the game, because he threw a beautiful ball there. So they probably didn't prep for this much because we haven't seen much of this the last couple weeks. Maybe this is the spark the Panthers need. Beautiful throw from Brady, and Panthers have
He's
gotten
still
him
there.
again. He is, yep. And they were all over Ethan Heister in the backfield there. So,
I don't.
or no, is that Ligoni, 43?
Yeah.
That was Ty Ligoni, the fullback. So about a loss of 1.
Down by number 33,
So
Anthony Miles.
again, it's like we crossed the 35-yard line or so of Fox Chapel, and things tighten up. Got to find a way to break through here and get points. Erdos back to throw. He's thrown to Mateo again. He's got some space. It's oh no, he had it. Oh my gosh. I couldn't tell whether the defender got his hand
I
in
think
there.
he did. Yes. He. In fact, I think they both had it for an instant.
Oh, so Landon Moore gets his hand in. Oh my gosh. I love what we've seen here. It's just I feel like they've been so close to hitting these. There have been a lot of chances that have hit receivers' hands that, a lot of times, and these are their best guys, their best playmakers, haven't quite been able to make a play yet. So now we're in 3rd and 12, and this is we're in the danger zone again for the Panthers in terms of, got to find some yards here. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Erdo spins out, keeps his eyes down the field. He's going to run. Does a good job not losing any yards, getting back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe more, but we're in probably
4th and long.
9. And I don't think there's any doubt you got to go for it here.
4th and 9 for the Panthers.
But this is going to be one of these games where if it doesn't go the Panthers' way, you're going to look at the total yards and the game stats and be like, how did we lose this game? But you've got to find a way to score points. Getting yardage from between the 20s is only gets you so much. So time's ticking down. Looks like they might let this clock roll to the end of the 3rd quarter so they have the quarter break to talk about this. So, okay, Coach, you got some time here. Is there any play here in the biggest moment of this game so far that would come to your attention where I need 9 yards?
I would like a crossing pattern. Maybe cross Mateo and
Besselman.
and see if one of them can shake loose. All of our passes have been like straight ahead. So, I had success with some of that crossing stuff. So and I hope I'm not coming across here tonight being critical.
Oh, I don't think you are at all.
Junko,
I don't think you are at all. I think pretty much everybody knows the respect you have for Mike and the coaches here. I think I'm trying to have you analyze for my benefit as opposed to second guessing anybody.
I hope all those people out there understand that you and I are trying to analyze.
Oh yeah, and that's frankly
Not criticize.
the type of people who listen to this, I'm guessing, would understand that. It's pretty much the diehard St. Clair folks. So I think you're right, though. To me, this is a situation where you need one of Aiden Besselman or Mateo Sapulio to make a play. Those
Correct.
are your guys, and you got to give them a chance to do
But
it.
I wouldn't stare at one of them.
I like your idea. You have Mateo in the slot. You got Bess out wide. Brady's got time. He's got Heister up the middle, and it's blocked away. So, oh no, they threw a flag. Boy, if that's interference, that is a really questionable call.
Number 3, Zidane Thomason for the coverage.
I recognize that I'm usually an unabashed homer up here. I think that's a bad call.
I do too.
But this is a huge.
Their kid was in the front too, wasn't he? It wasn't like
I thought it was he had the right to the ball. Are they going to pick it up? I mean, I think it's the right call. I mean,
how about that? You and I were right.
yeah, I as much as I want our guys to win, I think that's the right call.
Yeah, well, the defensive kid was in front. You don't usually get pass interference unless they discuss possible offensive interference.
I feel like a lot of these long passes, we've had guys open, but we've waited a little bit long to throw it, and everything's been short. Like, to me, if you're going to throw a long one, just throw it early on, get it up in the air, and allow him to run under it. Ethan Dallin was so good at that in terms of giving your receivers a chance to make a play. So now it's really a difficult situation here because even if you get stops, they're going to run time off the clock, and the Panthers have struggled stopping the run here in the second half. So going to have to send numbers forward. It's Thomas again, and he busts through the hole again for 3.
Zidane Thomas on the carry up the middle.
So Koval in there Chimento in there along with Ehaz, and decent job for the Panthers on first down, but it's got to be 3 and out here for the Panthers. It absolutely has to be 3 and out. And
I think Chimento's hurting a little bit here.
Yeah, it looks like he is a little bit, and they are thin on the defensive line. They're a man down, and it impacts your depth. Koval's played almost every snap, and so it's a tough situation here in terms of the troops. Handoff again. Now it's fake to the outside. Here comes Patterson. He's got a lot of room. Nice job from Huffnagel. Jake Hufnagel came up from his cornerback position in run support and did a really nice job. This is not an easy guy to get to the ground, and he made a nice tackle, got him by the legs, and only about a yard gain there, 2 yards. So we got 3rd and 4 or 5 maybe. So this is about as big as the Panthers have had here to try to get him off the field.
This is a big play.
You know, and it's pretty much certain to be 4 or 3, so you got to, and it's Thomas again up the middle, and he's got it easy. They just have had no answer for Zidane Thomas in the second half. It's a little demoralizing on a 3rd and 5 type situation to have a simple off tackle be that easy.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So Bartusiak looks like he's a bit banged up, and now it is a difficult situation here for the Panthers in terms of finding what the adjustment is here to stop this power run game. It's Thomas again up the gut. This time he sees a lot more resistance from the Panthers. That was a lot of the Panthers. Aiden Kahn, the middle linebacker, came up nicely. Chimento was pretty strong at the point of attack, and that's only going to be about a yard gain.
Well, Ray Charles knew he was going to run the ball that time. 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because Patterson is so slippery and he's done just enough in the passing game, it just keeps you a little bit honest. At the same time, you got to have him do something other than number 3 right up the gut. So, got to have to keep taking some chances here with some numbers. Thomas is actually sidecar right this time. So, Patterson's going to be back. He's going to throw it down the field. This is Hufnagel, and that's not even close. Way out of the field of play. That's not, again, not the play I would have run.
No.
This is working, and certainly they're attacking Hufnagel up the field, who's been outstanding all year.
Well, when they put him in the sidecar, that
it's a giveaway.
Yeah, that he was going to throw the ball. He threw the ball to the short side of the field. Hufnagel rode him to the sideline, and of course the ball was out of bounds, and the clock is stopped.
Yeah, I don't like it in any aspect. 3rd and 9, I would be tempted to run Thomas again. Now they fake it to him. It's going to be a little screen to Farah. He cuts back in the middle. Does a pretty nice job getting upfield, but not going to be enough for a 1st down. Only get to midfield. It's going to be about 4th and 7, and I have to imagine at this point Fox Chapel is more than content to punt this ball away. We're just under 9 minutes left in the football game. They got good yardage. They have a good punter, and St. Clair has, although they've moved the ball, they've not put a full drive together yet. And that is exactly what you're going to see. And this Cooper Smith's been an excellent punter so far. Which again, and you're somebody who really was a believer in this, it is so important to have good specialists. It makes such a difference you see from team to team.
Exactly.
You used to always get the soccer players. You were one of the first coaches I ever saw to do that. So that's a lower one. Can Mateo get a return off? No, can't. It's oh my God. So again, a little more extracurricular stuff. Vesselman's in it with one of the Fox Chapel players, and
there's no flags, are there?
No, I can't believe it. Although again, it's tough to know. It's like mutual fighting again. But Bess has to keep his cool. You know, if you know anything about Aiden Besselman, who I've coached now for several years, he's super competitive, but he's an emotional kid, and you got to keep it under check here. I mean, we're in big situations here. You cannot lose your poise. He's looked to as a leader, and he got to keep it under control. So I hesitate to think I have any idea what's going to happen now, because you've seen all kinds of looks and everything's worked till about the 35 and then hasn't. But to me, the more I can get the ball to Mateo, probably the better at this point.
I agree. The big gun's got to touch it.
So this is Heister. And he's going to go straight ahead. And he's going to get a good gain. He's going to fall forward for a good 6. So 1st down's not been a problem for the Panthers tonight, which makes it even a little more surprising that they only have 3 points. But there's 8 minutes to go. The clock is certainly a factor now at this point, but the Panthers still going to stay in that power run game. He's cutting back. He squirts forward. I think he's going to be close to it. I think he's got a 1st down. And good, clever run from Heister. So now you got a little bit of field position now, and it will remain to see whether the Panthers are going to go a little more vertical now.
It's pretty much 4-down territory at this point in the game, don't you think?
For sure, but if you keep running like that, they won't have enough time. So now it's Mateo.
They have to score twice.
They do. This is Heister again, and they are all over him in the backfield there. Number 5, Roman Mason, who's had a really strong game on the defensive side of the ball with another tackle for loss. And the Panthers got to get going here. It's we're in a 2nd and 11 situation, and we're at the point now where, although you're probably not pure hurry up, I think taking time between plays is not in your best interest. So it's going to be Mateo again. He's dropping back. He's just going to chuck it. He's got Besselman. And Besselman does a great job winning the jump ball. In a matchup you're going to see on the basketball court this year, Besselman goes up over DeMott and makes a big play, and all of a sudden we are down to the danger zone again, all the way to the Fox Chapel 31. So
how many times have you made reference to basketball tonight?
It's pretty much every single game I coach, or every single game I broadcast. It's the only thing I really know a lot about, so I try to go back to analogies.
Football.
So Bess is shaken up. He's had an ankle for weeks now, and it's funny. I'll see Besselman on Monday or Tuesday, and he looks like he can barely walk, and then he ends up playing every Sunday. So here comes Heister, and he's going to get about 4 or 5. So that was a big play by the Panthers there. It seemed like momentum had sort of shifted. The situation was getting dire. But one thing we got to check out is if they got to get Besselman back in the game if he can. I hope Bess is going to be able to go. But it's 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. Good situation here for the Panthers. Henderson is warming up, and keep in mind, if you get in a situation for a field goal, you got to have 2 scores anyway, so a field goal doesn't kill you. Erdos now in the game. Here's Erdos. He's got a corner. It's Mateo. That's a touchdown. And that was a dime from Brady Erdos. Beautiful route from Mateo. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a new ball game. With 5:55 to go in this football game, Brady Erdos, the junior, has found senior Mateo Sapolio in the corner of the end zone for a big touchdown for the Panthers. That looked like the classic render post corner there. I can't even believe it.
I'll tell you, I don't mean to be a downer here, but Mateo turned up way too early, and they didn't call it.
At the line of scrimmage.
Well, he was in motion, and he bent over to the left, and
that's a lot of guys are saying.
That's why I went, so they didn't call it.
So you're hearing a lot up here that may have been a missed pre-snap penalty. I will take it as a Panther fan, but that is a huge play. Great throw from Brady. Bennett makes the extra point. We are at 13-10, 5:55 to go, and don't go away, folks.
This is when Upper St. Clair the last couple of weeks has awoke. This is their part of the game now.
And I would kind of be the Debbie Downer here, knowing how well Fox Chapel has run the ball, save for the fact that there's something to be said about a team that's been in this situation a bunch of times, because they know they can win in this situation. Yeah. Even if you have coaches telling them, we're the better team, we can win this game, blah, 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 blah. If your kids don't believe they can win this game, it doesn't matter what you say.
No question the Upper St. Clair kids believe they can win.
But I've been waiting for a big play all night to just sort of, because they've been playing fairly well on the offensive side of the ball and have now 10 points. It's shocking to me. So eventually, as we thought, this is going to come down to being able to stop Fox Chapel's run, because Fox Chapel still didn't commit to the run last year. They threw the ball once for reasons that escaped me.
That 2nd down long pass was a shock.
Yeah, can we stop 3 or 4 straight runs? That to me is going to be, whether you win this football game or not. So Bennett Henderson up to kick, and Thomas is back right. Thankfully, Bennett usually kicks the ball left because I don't need to see another Zion Thomas touch. It's a pretty good kick inside the 10. They cut it upfield. He gets a good run. Good tackle from Ivory Travers there. Maury Sampson Shoulders was on the return, but Ivory Travers did a really nice job holding on there, and field position not an issue here for the Panthers. But you've got to find a way to stop the run, Coach.
On their own 19, on their own 24.
So I assume if you're a Fox Chapel coach here, you go with your bread and butter.
Well,
4 and 3.
Oh, come on, you're not going to change at this point. The bread and butter is still the bread and butter.
And you got to force them to stop it. Again, I was shocked by that pass last series. So first down's going to be huge here for the Panthers. They have got to be stout on first down. Keep him.
Oh, my
He's going
God.
to throw again. This is just shocking to me. Great coverage from Mateo. Really nice. The reason this is shocking to me is twofold. One, it goes away from what's worked all night, okay? Two, St. Clair has great corners. It isn't like, okay, I feel like I have an athletic matchup, so
The clock is everything
It's
right
huge.
now. They just took 4 seconds to run an incomplete pass.
that's shocking to me. So the Panthers have got to take advantage of this because all they've done is remove one chance to run the ball. So Panthers have got to be really stout in the run game. And Fox Chapel's got 3 wide here, so the Panthers have got to try to go with the numbers they have in the box to stop the run. I'm expecting this to be Thomas. It is. He's straight ahead. He's busting forward. Ehas again. I can't say enough good things about Zach Ehas tonight. He has stepped in and just been outstanding at that defensive end spot. For a junior to come in and perform like this has been impressive.
And number 52, Zach Ehas, short game, picks up a Fox Chapel, 3rd down.
So, folks, you don't need me to tell you this, but if you want to know where the biggest defensive play of the ball game to date is, you're looking at it. 5 minutes to go. Panthers trail by 3, 13-10. 3rd and 7, deep in Fox's territory. Because if you stop him here, you're getting the ball back in a great spot. You've got to watch the quarterback here. He is slippery.
They're going to pass.
He's back. It's Patterson. He's going down the seam again. He's got a man, but it's way overthrown. So he had maybe a little bit of a step on Huffnagel, but that's a tough throw for any quarterback. And I am floored that they would throw 2 out of 3 plays there. Just floored.
So I agree.
15, Jacobs.
But I am not a football coach, and I admit that freely. But all of a sudden, the momentum has drastically shifted to the Panthers. Now, Mateo has not had a chance to return a punt tonight. They've all been sort of low but good punts. At the same time, if Mateo catches it where he's standing right now, that is great field position for the Panthers.
You got that right.
And the Panthers have a great kicker. So a loopy snap. Oh, Zach Ehas almost got it. Mateo's going to come up, call for a fair catch, taking about the 44. So the Panthers are in business here with 4:40 to go. Probably 4 down territory the rest of the way. If you're worried about timeouts, the Panthers have 3. And, this is where what I like to call winning time.
Fox Chapel's in trouble.
I love it. To be fair, Coach did this in the South Fayette game, and that's when the Panthers started coming on. So, but the momentum has clearly shifted. Let's call a spade a spade. The momentum has shifted. So, interestingly enough, we're back in the power situation with Easter. They're going to say stop it. But boy, Fox Chapel's got a lot of numbers in the box here. Here comes Easter. He's looking for room. Great job by the O-line, though. Even with all those numbers, you had about 5 or 6 from Easter.
Number 24, Ethan.
Good first down game from the Panthers. So,
The ball's on the 50-yard line.
yeah, this is, and this is why I wanted the Panthers to have more of a laugher tonight, because the nerves are just outrageous. I can't imagine with the twists and turns of this game. If I was down there, I just can't imagine. Basketball, I don't get nervous like this. So this is Easter. Going off tackle. That's a good hard run. Going to get about 2 or 3. So we're at 3rd and let's say 2. I'm certain it's 4 down territory, and it's kind of.
There's no more punts here tonight.
3rd and 3.
No, absolutely not. So both teams have 3 timeouts left. So, that is something to obviously pay attention to depending on how this goes. Here's Easter. He's going to bang forward. This is going to be close.
First down.
That was a great forward lean from Easter. I think it should be a first down because they're calling it a first down. They're saying move the sticks. Oh, shout out to the Moore family from watching from Gainesville tonight. Brett, Jack, Missy, great that you guys are paying attention all the way from Gainesville. I hope my broadcast is entertaining you at the very least here. I know Coach is. So, okay, we're inside of 3.5 now. Panthers still trailing by 3. In no hurry because you're across midfield here. But now he got Erdos back in the game. Brady's thrown some good balls here. Little bit of a low snap. Here comes Heister off tackle. He's still going. He got a good forward lean. That's going to be about 9 for Heister. He's limping a little bit. I don't think he's 100% right now, but boy, is he giving it everything he has, Coach.
He sure is.
Looks like it's his right leg. He's been banged up all year, too.
He's not coming out.
Oh, hell no. No way. This is Erdos. Turning and giving Heister. Good cut from Ethan Heister. He gets down for about, let's say 5, but it's a first down. Gets to about the 32-yard line. And tell you what, you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit for the Panthers. They've run block great tonight, even with numbers committed. They're missing Banbury as a horse, but those seniors on the left side particularly, Rosenberry, Fennell, Tyler Kirk, who's a junior, he's been outstanding. So it's impressive stuff from the Panthers, but now we only got about 2:20 left, and the time's starting to creep in to be a factor. 1st and 10, it's Erdos. He's going to throw deep to Mateo. Mateo's cutting in the middle. Oh, he went up and tried to get it. I like the opportunity to get him a jump ball, though. That's, you want to give your athletes a chance to make a play. I'm sure it's frustrating right now to not have Besselman healthy on the field. There are so many injuries right now for the Panthers between losing Jamal Brown, who's one of your best playmakers, losing Banbury, but Besselman's a huge loss right now. And Heister's on one leg, so this team, if they can pull this one out, this is guts personified. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers, 2:10 to go. It's probably one of the reasons why Mateo's at receiver right now, because
yes.
You got to have playmakers. We moved early. So the thing you talked about the last time, I think that was Mateo again. Trying to get a bit of a early start. So we're moving to 2nd and 15 instead of 2nd and 10.
Do you see Besselman at all down on
Prior to snap, false start, number 15 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Please reset the game clock to 2-1-2. Thank you.
I don't see Besselman down there. And Chimetto's on crutches now. You pointed that out. Yeah. My God, you wonder if they find a way to win, if they're going to have enough players to field a team next week. This is incredible. So Erdos is out now. Sapolio in. Oh, Besselman's back in now, as is Jamie Smith. I'm a little confused formationally, but okay, Panthers got to hurry up a little bit. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Time ticking down. They just get it off. Here comes Mateo. It's a throwback screen. Here's Bess. Oh no, unfortunately there was one guy there on the play. So that's Roman Mason again. I liked the call. There was one guy on that side of the field, and unfortunately he got him down. So inside of 2 minutes, I think you probably want to try to keep all 3 of your timeouts left, because you're in 3rd and 1,000,000 here, and it's going to be almost a pipe dream at this point.
Well, they got to move along here.
Well, they do. I mean,
Clock's running.
3rd and 18 for the Panthers.
I'll be very surprised if this isn't Erdos throwing a jump ball to either Besselman or Sapolio. So here comes Erdos. He's going to have to get rid of it. He comes out. He's going to go. Here comes Brady. Cuts the. Oh, good run. He gets to the 25. So I wonder if. So do you attempt a field goal from here? So they're going to call timeout. I think this is the right call. I know you want 3 timeouts to stop it, but this is a huge play.
They need to use the timeout.
And Besselman's still limping. He can barely move. Wow, great play by Erdos there. I was
that was a shock.
Off.
That was a shock.
Well, I think that's why.
I didn't know he could run.
Oh no, Brady's a really good athlete. He's a really good athlete. He was a good hooper back in the day. He's a good lacrosse player. He just, he's more of a classic passer.
He hasn't run the ball much.
He has not.
He's in there to pass.
So 4th and 3, Coach. Do you think about trying to run Heister?
Well, yeah. This would be a little bit too long of a field goal, wouldn't it?
Can he make this kick? Yes, absolutely. Do I take a 42-yard field goal at this point? No, I probably do not. I mean, I don't want
Ball's
to.
on the 25.
Yeah, a 42-yard field goal from a sophomore at this point.
Back to the 30.
If anybody could hit it, Bennett could. But no, I would not do that. To me, it's either Mateo or Heister.
I think I'd go for the first down. I wouldn't go deep.
I'm surprised Heister's not in the backfield here as that threat. So here's Erdos. Uh-oh, it's a blitz. It's a center. That's interference. So that should have been pass interference,
Wait
right?
a minute. I'm on a screen play. I'm not sure. It was behind the line. I'm not sure.
So the contact clearly came before the catch, but if he's behind the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter. The contact was definitely before the catch, but I don't know. We're hearing from our spotters there was definitely contact before there was a chance at a catch. I'm not sure it's a first down anyway, but
That's right. That's a good point.
but that's, it's a mistake that shouldn't go unpenalized. So the problem now is, in addition to, turning over the ball on downs, is you have only two timeouts. So you're only going to get the ball back here even if you stop them with very little time. This is Thomas. And he goes hard again and gets about 3. That's going to be a timeout from the Panthers. We got about 1:04 left, so it is dire stuff for the Panthers right now. Can they pull off a miracle? That's sort of what we're all asking at this point. I honestly wouldn't put it past them because of what we've seen this season, but this is really difficult circumstances here.
I'm trying to. I got one timeout left.
Trying to do the math.
Yeah.
Coach, it's interesting to me. I feel like a lot of the calls, some of the screens, center screens and the throwback screens, I've loved them. And either Fox Chapel is really well coached and they've just been unbelievably disciplined tonight, or they've scouted us beautifully because they've been in position. Some of those plays that have worked great this year, some of the misdirection and stuff have not worked tonight.
I wish I knew definitively if they were allowed to hit our receiver if it was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, because it seems like a forward pass, but if it's behind the line of scrimmage, I don't know the rules, so I can't tell you. But so Josh Helmerich is telling me, and he would know, not a penalty behind the line of scrimmage. So that could be what we saw there. This is Thomas again, right up the middle. He's getting about, let's say, 3 more. So Panthers will use their final timeout. It's 3rd and 4.
So you mean I was correct?
You were correct, yes.
And Josh was the.
He has to know all the rules. That's his job.
I hope you're right.
I never question the Ivy League kids. Although I hope Dave Pantelis is not listening, because that means he's going to think he's got everything on me now, and I can't question him anymore. Not yet, Dave. So the Panthers have got to figure out a way to stop him here, and I can't imagine this won't be Thomas, regardless of whether, if they're worried about the first down or not. But even if they get a quick stop, it's going to be, they're going to get the ball back with 20 seconds or something like that. So
Here, I'll throw this one out.
Okay.
Woody Hayes used to do this, and then therefore I used to do it. Would you think about punting right now on 3rd down before the defense could line up to block the punt? See, punting is a way to move the football.
I would have if
let's put it this way. I have punted a lot of times on 3rd down.
And it doesn't matter. It's a big first down, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the ball game. And boy, that is a gut punch for the Panthers, who have just battled through injuries and adversity and could not pull another rabbit out of their hat tonight. And I feel very bad for the seniors. I really do.
I do too.
There have been some wonderful seniors, and they just couldn't overcome the litany of injuries that they have faced. And tonight wasn't their best, but you know, it is the finality of one and done is really hard when you're dealing with seniors, and my heart goes out to these seniors.
I've been in a lot of locker rooms on the last night, you know, and it's never easy to say goodbye.
It isn't. These Friday Night Lights are a really special place when you're an Upper St. Clair student, and it's something you know, it's something you really don't forget. These are, you know, some of the best memories, and to the fact that I'm at weddings, you know, 25 years later, still telling stories about, you know, games and things you said in practice and things like that.
For things to end on a good night, you have to win the state championship. Everybody else loses.
Ends in a better fashion.
But, you know.
So the Fox Chapel is going to be in the victory formation. This is going to be it. It's going to be one last snap, and that will do it for us. Unbelievably quick game, as we talked about. This game is, you know, 9:05 and we're done, but we're not done in a way that is going to leave anything but a bitter taste in the mouth of Panther Nation.
Now, I don't like the shotgun on.
No.
Take the snap under center.
So that is going to be our final. Fox Chapel 13, Upper St. Clair 10 to end the Panthers season. We have really appreciated the opportunity to bring the broadcast to you this year. I am Gavin Williams. Coach, thank you so much for being with me tonight and several times this season.
It was nice of you to invite me here today. I had to answer some tough questions, really, because I don't want to be critical of the coaches.
No, and I don't think you came across that way. I appreciate your candor, and I think based on my texts, so did everybody else. So thanks, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you next season.